Brent Welder is running in Kansas. He's a true progressive, and he's running the 3rd district against Kevin Yoder. And there's a ton of good news that's coming out of this race. I think he's now one of the most likely uncorrupted progressives to win in the next round. And so let me tell you why I think it's likely. And of course, now there's a twist where the establishment Democrats might not necessarily be in this corner, which is maddening. All right, so first of all, Yoder's in deep trouble. This district, yes, it's in Kansas, but it's one of only 5 Republican-held congressional districts in the whole country that voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary and Hillary Clinton in the general election. So the fact that it voted for Hillary Clinton in the general election means obviously a Democrat can win it. Even Hillary won it. But they naturally want to go towards an uncorrupted progressive. That's why Bernie won it during the primary. So it's an incredibly winnable race. Now the good news for Brent Welder is his main opponent just dropped out. And I told you about that just a couple of days ago. And so he's now the clear leader, and he's already raised a lot of money, I think a little bit over $200,000 or a little under, in that ballpark. And he needs 50,000 more to get to $250,000. Why is that important? Because even though the field is cleared, he's in great shape, both financially and every other metric. He's a Bernie Sanders supporter. You know, Bernie Sanders actually put him on the Democratic National Platform Committee. And you know what was the amendment he wrote? For the entire Democratic National Committee throughout the whole country. He wrote the amendment to get money out of politics. Look, if there's one progressive candidate you're going to support, well, there's a lot that you should support. But Brent was one of the first members ever at TYT. He was a volunteer for Wolfpack. He was a Bernie Sanders supporter who wrote the amendment to get money out of politics. People who support him are the National Nurses Union, Our Revolution in Kansas City, Just Democrats, and Killer Mike and Cornel West. This guy's got all the progressive bona fides. So, but the Democratic Party looks at that and they're like, we might try to put someone else in the race. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that. He's a great candidate. He's got this. But they can't believe that someone uncorrupted could actually win. It drives me nuts. So go help Brent. Look, one of the things you can do, brentwelder.com/TYT. It's apparently a new link that they put up. All the links are always in the description box or the comment section. If you're description box for YouTube, comment section for Facebook, if you're watching these in either one of those platforms. And so if they get to $250,000 though, that I think is a sign that the establishment Democrats are like, well, that's a lot of money, and he raised it all from small donors, and perhaps they don't introduce a primary opponent to him to try to take away his energy, et cetera. And what happened? The establishment Democrats during 2016, they kept saying, primaries are bad, don't primary Hillary Clinton. The minute there's a Justice Democrat that's leading in a race, they're like, we got to primary him. Who cares that everybody else dropped out? Just grab someone, anyone, and throw them in the race. Don't do that. He's gonna win, let him win. If you're in the 3rd district in Kansas, by God, go and volunteer for him. We'll have all the links below for how you can participate. Time is more important than money, but if you look, all these small donor donations are winning races. There's a huge write-up recently about how it won the seat for the Democrats in Virginia. And in that case, that wasn't really a progressive, and he proved it right after the election. Gear your time, your efforts, your energy towards progressives who are going to actually represent you. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have an uncorrupted progressive serving the people in Kansas, in the middle of Kansas? So one more thing about his Republican opponent, Kevin Yoder. He is the top recipient in Congress from the payday loan industry. Man, they have no shame. One guy refuses to take corporate PAC money. The other guy is saying to the present day loan sharks, yeah, charge 300% interest, sometimes interest into the thousands of percents. Who cares? Give me the money. As long as he takes the money from the payday loan industry and he's #1 in that. He's not going to represent you in Kansas. It doesn't matter where you are in the political spectrum. Yoder isn't for you guys. Brent Welder has proven over and over again that he's going to represent you guys. Go help him right now. It can make all the difference, especially right now. So help him raise another $50,000, get him to $250, and let's make sure that he is our candidate. The candidate that's going to represent all progressives, and yes, all Democrats. Democrats are supposed to be progressive. Why would you want a corporate guy in there? Why would you want a guy who you think might represent the donors? We've got a great guy who's going to win. Let him win. Help him win. Brent Welder, go support him.